So looking at that, Eric Gordon, Kyle Lowry, Andre Drummond, their bench, do you put them up there with the rest of the benches when we talk about the top teams? The Knicks certainly look pretty good because now you have guys that bump from the starting unit to the bench, and they got themselves to a conference semis. And then you look at Boston winning the title. Indiana's pretty deep. Cleveland is pretty solid. Orlando, et cetera. How do you look at the Sixers bench versus the rest of the East?
So I don't love the bench, but I really need to see, what does this look like?
The final?
In practical. No, not even like the final. Like that's no fun to wait until, I can't evaluate this until the final roster is set. I think I want to see how Nick Nurse staggers the stars, right? Because, and maybe we can use this to segue into talking about Jared McCain, but Jared McCain is someone I have concerns with from a fit perspective. We said that day one, as soon as they drafted him.
Yep.
How are you going to get him in the rotation? Now they've brought back Kyle Lowry. So even when Maxi's off the floor, presumably he's going to have to play with another smaller guard if he's able to get on the floor. Now, how I would counter that is to say, if Jared McCain is playing with Joel Embiid and he's essentially the point guard in minutes like that, I don't even really care about his ability to dribble or play make because the ball's going to go to Joel Embiid in the middle of the floor, and you want to have four guys around him that can either knock down a shot or attack a closeout and get to the rim. I think Jared McCain in that position, where he's more of a set spot-up shooter, is in a way better spot than Jared McCain doing the stuff he's doing in Summer League, which is pulling up off the dribble, taking movement threes, like sprinting off of screens rather than just like small relocation threes. So he'll be in a better spot there. If Paul George, for whatever reason, is paired with Joel Embiid rather than Maxey, that gives you obviously a very high-level guy to play next to Joel. We've seen Kelly Oubre have success next to Joel. Eric Gordon on offense, his skill set is perfect playing off of Embiid, where he can space out to, he's comfortable from like 30 feet, right? Just taking set shots from that range. So if you're trying to do the Doc Rivers all bench lineups, it's not going to work, right? I don't think they have the talent, but I think because they got the third guy, they can spread those bench role players around the minutes of the three main guys and get them all their proper rest while also making sure the team doesn't totally go off of a cliff the second that any of those guys go off the floor. So I don't love the bench. I would like to feel like there's one true impact guy off of there. I don't think Drummond quite gets there, although he's probably the closest one at this point.
Right now, he is probably the answer to that.
I mean, they paid him as if that's the case, but they also paid him as if they're going to need him to hold down the fort. So I like some of those guys, and I like that Lowry is back for reasons other than on the floor. I think helping McCain sort of find his way as a player and as a prospect is a good reason to have him around. But yeah, there's still work to do there, and I think that's why it was so important for them to hold on to picks, because there will need to be moves later, I think.
We all silly like the mayor.